Last episode, you examined apartment 302. A man found dead. A locked door. A hooded visitor caught on camera. Thousands of you voted. Most of you chose the visitor. And if you're right, then the evidence inside the apartment should support that theory. But when detectives returned to the scene, they discovered something that changed the direction of the entire investigation. Not outside the apartment, inside, and it had been there the whole time. Detectives re-entered apartment 302 at 9 a.m. The room was untouched since the first sweep. But this time, they weren't looking for who came in. They were asking a different question. Who never left? The coffee cup was sent to the lab. Temperature estimates suggested it had been poured less than 20 minutes before the estimated time of death. Yet security footage showed no one entering during that window. The hooded figure appeared nearly 2 hours earlier. Which means, if the visitor was responsible, they would have had to remain inside the apartment undetected. But how? There was no second exit. No balcony access. No hidden passage. And the door was locked from the inside. The notebook on the coffee table was analyzed again. At first glance, the numbers seemed random. But a forensic linguist noticed a pattern. The symbols weren't random at all. They were timestamps. When detectives aligned the numbers with building security logs, something unsettling emerged. The timestamps matched moments when the victim's keycard was used over the past week. But on 3 of those timestamps, the victim was confirmed to be at work. Someone had access to his keycard and used it when he wasn't home. Investigators enhanced the laptop recording, frame by frame. In the reflection of the laptop screen, something subtle appeared. A movement behind him. Barely noticeable. A shadow passing near the doorway. The victim didn't react. He continued speaking calmly. If anyone finds this, they will know I was wrong. Wrong about what? The camera angle revealed no second person clearly. But audio technicians isolated a faint sound. Not footsteps. Not breathings. A soft metallic click. Like a lock. The apartment door had been locked from the inside. But here's what most people overlooked. The lock mechanism was not manual. It was electronic and connected to a smart system. It could be controlled remotely. Detectives pulled the digital lock logs. There was one remote activation. At 6:12 a.m., 2 minutes before the body was discovered, someone locked that door from outside the building, using the victim's own system credentials. Now the timeline shifts. The hooded visitor appears at 10 p.m. The coffee is poured around 5 a.m. The lock is triggered remotely at 6 a.m. And the victim is discovered at 6:14 a.m., which means the visitor may not have committed the act. They may have been there for another reason entirely. But then why erase their identity on camera? Why no keycard entry record? And how did they access the building? Unless they already had permission. Investigators uncovered one more detail. The building had maintenance access doors in the basement. No cameras, no keycard requirement, but access required knowledge of the building layout, which narrows the suspect pool significantly. This was not random. This was calculated. And the victim's final words, "I was wrong," now feel less like fear and more like realization. Now it's your turn again. Based on everything revealed, A, the hooded visitor was a distraction. B, someone with building access planned this. C, the victim orchestrated something that went beyond his control. Comment A, B, or C, and explain your reasoning. In episode 3, we follow the majority vote. But be careful. This case may not be about who committed the act. It may be about why it needed to look this way. Next episode, we examine the maintenance access logs and what investigators found there was not supposed to exist. Subscribe to Twist Tale because this story is only beginning to unfold.